Yo, it's boy Marcus from City back with a video, and today we're gonna be covering like some sort of COD Mobile leaks-esque things that they have in the game with this new BO4 mode that could be coming to actual like Codm ranked or even BR, which it's kind of a lot of this stuff is partially in different ways. It's just will they implement it into other modes, right? So first, let's discuss the actual perks right here. As you see, there's 3 green perks. That's for perk Gluttony. I've talked about this before, but perk Greed is currently in the game now. That's 2 of the same perks from the same class, as you see there with 2 green. And then perk Gluttony will give you 3 perks from the same color class. That's like having Lightweight, Dauntless, and Agile, or Ghost, Hardwired, and Serpentine, or something like that, right? Just all 3 perks from the same class. So super unique and would definitely help with some of the just terrible things that are allowed in ranked. So that's a big feature for the wildcard section that could come in. One of the things that people are going to want to notice right here are these equipments, right? So acoustic sensor, which is an equipment that allows you to hear enemy footsteps easier, and that basically amplifies them, right? So in other COD games, it's been called a perk called Amplify. Here in BO4, it was a equipment that you would equip. That's also like if you play BR, it's the scout perk. So here we have body armor, which essentially just gives you increased protection from bullet damage, right? But you don't move as fast when you have it. It's just going to make it take a couple extra bullets to kill you, right? So you could run body armor with kinetic armor, and then, you know what I mean? That would be like, wow, like you're a lot harder to kill now. Comsec device basically decreases the amount of points needed to get streaks. This was a must run for like high streaks gameplay in BO4. That would be something that would be interesting. It's like combat focus from BO3 or IW if you played on console. So I'd be happy to see that come back so we can get streaks. Imagine running that with hardline, like, you know what I mean? Then we wouldn't need persistence anymore. Stem shot, we already have stem shots, but the way stem shot worked in BO4 and in COD Mobile's BO4 rendition mode that we have here that I've been playing a lot is that it's basically it's a stem that just heals you. It doesn't give you a speed boost. In COD Mobile, it gives you a speed boost. And then we have equipment charge, which gives you a boost to your ability to get your specialist quicker. So I believe in COD Mobile, we have the perk called Overclock. And I think Overclock works the exact same way. So I'm interested to see if they actually want to bring this equipment into the game full time, into COD Mobile, like where you can use it in ranked and add it in like next to the wildcard system and see how that works for multiplayer. Or if they were like, what the idea is behind like putting this in the game with this mode, like what's their agenda for it. I'm super interested to see that. It will definitely add more replay value. One of the things about this is that none of this was actually allowed in BO4 aside from stem shots in competitive, because you had to manually stem. You could not heal over time. You had to manually stem yourself or else you would not gain health. One of the other things that I think is a big change that I would like to see come to COD Mobile ranked multiplayer is that you pick a specialist alongside their character, right? So like Prophet is the Tempest character. You know what I mean? So they go together. You can't run one without the other, essentially. Same with Battery. Battery is the War Machine and Cluster Grenade character. So you would run them together. And you could sub out the Cluster Grenade, but if you're running Battery, you would be running War Machine. You know what I mean? So that's how that generally would work. Also wanted to talk about a couple of the new ones and like things that they don't have in this mode that were actually in BO4. So here with the Torque has the Molotov cocktail. In BO4, it actually had a razor wire. So not having razor wire and having the Molotov instead, totally fine. Because razor wire is annoying. Torque was like the super campy one, man, with the shield and all that. It's made for campers. And then Shadow Blade and the smoke grenade, but it was like a special smoke grenade we had in BO4 that like, it was huge. So Ajax has the Serial Bomb, which was actually like a 9-bang in BO4 is what it was called. So you charge it up, you throw it out, and it would make 9 flashbangs. If you didn't charge it up, then it would only be 3 flashbangs. If you charge it up halfway, it would only be 6. So you would have to, you know, fully charge it. And then Crash, they didn't include this, but Crash is supposed to have a assault pack that you drop down that gives everybody maximum amounts of ammo and points towards their streaks in addition to their kills. So basically, it would be like a hardline perk that stacks with more ammo, essentially. That being said, I hope I kind of cleared up some of the changes that I would like to see made and what's been made in this mode that's different from COD Mobile to kind of, for people who aren't familiar with the console side, this is basically a video to kind of catch you up on that so that you can kind of have like a grasp of what could come in terms of future wildcards like Overkill, Underkill, and perk Gluttony and all that stuff. Primary gunfighter, secondary gunfighter, getting more attachments for your guns, etc. And then the potential for them to actually make it to where to stop specialist spam, they make the specialists go with the specific characters. That way not everybody's running around with equalizers. That being said, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about how this works and how the system will kind of move over, if they choose to do that, let me know. Drop them in the comment section down below. I appreciate the engagement. I love talking about this stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to. I'm out. Peace.